Hola chicos, el día de hoy vamos a tener un live improvisado donde voy a invitar a una creadora de contenido. Esta creadora de contenido pues hizo alegaciones acerca de que estuvo en el hotel Ocean Blue Sands en Punta Cana, la cual va a dar su perspectiva el día de hoy en lo que le sucedió y yo la voy a invitar. Le había mencionado que estoy en 5 minutos en live conectada para que se vaya preparando y le voy a dar contexto de esta situación para que lo tengan pendiente. Ok, creo que no me puedo utilizar la imagen. Ok, perfecto. Bien. Discúlpenme. Esta creadora de contenido, el cual se haya llamar Husky Hands, se me olvidó el nombre, se va a conectar dentro de un rato, mencionó que fue a Punta Cana en un intervalo de 12 horas y tuvo un problema con las personas que estaban trabajando dentro del hotel Ocean Blue Sands, mencionando que le estaban hostigando y atacando. Este live estará en inglés y pueden ver la traducción en YouTube porque estaré hablando con ella en inglés, ya que ella es anglosajona y habla en inglés y estaría haciéndole algunas preguntas en inglés para pues tener contexto de esta situación en general. Entonces yo les voy a estar haciendo algunas preguntas para que ella me pueda contestar, ya que ella menciona que tuvo una experiencia donde la acosaron dentro de un hotel y ella entiende que pues hacer un video que se hizo viral, un video el cual ella estaba expresando sus inquietudes acerca de lo que sucedió. Aquí su Instagram, donde ella se hace llamar, discúlpeme, Jenna Husky, la joven Jenna Husky, con un video de más de casi, podríamos decir, 7 millones de visualizaciones y casi 30,000 comentarios. Se ha hecho viral porque muchas personas han hablado de la experiencia de lo que es ir a República Dominicana y a este hotel en particular, diciendo que no se debe de ir a República Dominicana y que debe de cancelar su vuelo, donde ella pagó $500 y ella entiende que es su realidad absoluta. Hoy la vamos a invitar y le vamos a hacer algunas preguntas en inglés. Si quieres ver el video completo, lo puedes ver en mi YouTube sin ningún tipo de problema. Estas preguntas van a estar aquí y yo me voy a conectar para que la puedan ver. Voy a deshabilitar los comentarios para que las personas puedan hacer las preguntas al final del debate y yo entonces pues la voy a colocar para que la puedan ver. Yo hablé con ella directamente, le mencioné en TikTok para que la puedan ver. Entonces voy a deshabilitar los comentarios cuando ella se conecte, porque ustedes saben que la sensibilidad de las personas que mencionan cosas de República Dominicana y luego quieren pues desviar la atención es muy fuerte. Entonces vamos a hacer las preguntas estipuladas para que no venga a decir, que se ofendió, que se sintió mal, que qué sé yo qué. Yo quiero escuchar su punto de vista, ya que hemos escuchado el punto de vista en video, pero no en vivo. Vamos a ver qué fue lo que sucedió realmente. Vamos a ver qué fue lo que sucedió en el hotel. Vamos a ver si fue que fue un malentendido, si fue que en el hotel ella tuvo algún tipo de complicación. Ella se va a conectar dentro de 5 minutos para que por favor se callen, y no por ofenderlos, sino para que puedan escuchar bien y apreciar pues toda la diversidad y toda la esplendor de una mujer blanca americana explicando sus quejas en República Dominicana y mencionando desde Michigan, junto con su familia que le gusta ir a viajar y todas estas cosas, hablando pues de la República Dominicana dentro de su perspectiva. O sea, es importante escucharla, ¿verdad? Entonces vamos a escucharla, ¿verdad? Como mujer blanca americana que ella es, porque es una mujer blanca americana, importante destacar esto, pues su experiencia. Y yo le voy a hacer algunas preguntas que van a ser de bajo a fuerte. Voy a buscar mi lista de preguntas que lo voy a enviar a mi mail para poder verlo en la computadora, porque mi inglés es bueno, pero como que es bueno, pero no quiero chipear, porque quiero... Mi inglés es bueno, pero como que es bueno, pero no quiero chipear, porque quiero... Ok, discúlpeme, porque estaba, bueno, pues viendo aquí. Vamos a invitar a esta creadora de contenido. Yo voy a buscar si ella está en live. Y pues Vamos a ver si podemos pues invitar a esta creadora de contenido, porque en realidad yo no sé hacer lives en TikTok. Vamos a buscarla. Denme un segundo para que la tengan acá. Ya entró en live, perfecto. Entonces yo tendría que conectarme en live. Perfecto, Jenna Hosky. Ya le inventé la aquí. Ok. Hi Jenna, nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you as well.
Great, great. Salutations, greetings. I hope that you're well. And so it's going to be a translation. I'm going to talk in English with you, and then I'm going to translate in Spanish. Just give me a break just to make sure that everyone can understand what I'm saying. Ok, señor, entonces yo voy a hacerle algunas preguntas a Jenna Hosky. Esta fue la joven que, como ustedes entendieran, fue a Punta Cana, y cuando fue a Punta Cana, pues mencionó el hecho de que ella fue acosada y que fue incluso hasta insultada en lo que fue el hotel Ocean Blue Sands. La voy a tener aquí para que hacerle algunas preguntas. So right away, I'm gonna give you the questions, and I hope that you can answer it. Don't worry, you don't need to translate anything. I'm not gonna translate anything. I'm just gonna give you the questions, and you take your time to answer it. So my first question is, what motivates you to visit Dominican Republic?
Yeah, so I wouldn't say anything in particular motivated me to seek out the Dominican in particular. Basically, I wanted an all-inclusive resort. We don't really have those in America. And I believe the ones we do have are ridiculously priced. And, I wanted something that was close to home, somewhere I could get on a flight and not spend a whole 12 days traveling. At first I wanted to go to Bali or somewhere like that, but I'm like, I only have a 5-day vacation or 5 or 6 day to take off of work. And I'm just going to go somewhere close where I can sit on the beach. I just wanted to sit on the beach. That's it.
Okay, so basically your plan was to have a nice trip with beautiful beaches and sand, and have a great time in some location that makes you feel like home, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted a relaxing time. I just wanted to sit there and not worry about work or people or anything. I haven't taken a vacation in a while, and I just wanted to relax. That's all. I didn't
Right.
necessarily care about the location. I mean, I cared about the location, but it's not something I specifically sought out. I just
Perfect.
wanted to be,
So it was like something randomly, you feel like you just choose a place that you want to go and have a nice trip. That's it. Like, oh,
Um,
okay, let me have
I,
this
you
trip.
know, I did some research. I looked things up
Right.
and I was like, is it okay to go here? And everywhere said, go to this tourist location, go to this resort. And I'm like, okay, you know what? If that's what I'm seeing, that's where I'm going to go.
Go. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So that being said, I'm gonna go to the next question was, how did you choose that hotel that you stayed?
Yeah. So the reason I chose that hotel is first, I was kind of just looking around online. Where can I go that I can afford?
Sorry to
Where can I
interrupt you.
go?
Sorry to interrupt you. I want to ask you a question.
Mhm.
Can you turn on the camera? It's not
Yeah.
you
Oh,
don't have
sorry.
to.
That's my fault. Yeah. I didn't know I could. Give me one
Yeah,
sec.
yeah. Take your time.
Can you see me?
No, no, not yet. Okay, perfect.
I
Ah,
can't.
beautiful doggy. What is it? What's
Thank you.
it?
I just got her today.
What is his name? What is his name?
Thinking Bonnie, but I just got her like four
Danny.
hours ago, so I don't know for sure.
Okay, okay. So continue. Sorry.
um, can you repeat the question? I'm sorry.
Yeah, sure. So the question is, how did you choose the hotel where you stayed?
Right. So I was kind of just looking online, looking on Expedia, looking at reviews, and I saw that place does have good reviews. And so I just decided I can afford it, and it looks like a good place. I want to add one thing about the reviews before we go any further. I have left 10 reviews. Every single one of them have gotten removed. So it does raise the question for me, what other comments or what other reviews have been deleted? I have DMs from many people telling me they've reviewed it. My coworker, he told me last night I went on Google and I saw about 8 reviews and now they're all gone. So something's weird, and it's upsetting because I did go there based off of reviews. The reviews did look good. But
Okay.
unfortunately it looks like the reviews are getting deleted.
Okay.
I will say I will admit I only looked on Google reviews. So I'm not sure how TripAdvisor and all that stuff is. I looked at Google.
Gotcha. It's okay. So I want to start right away, and I wanted to ask you, when do you feel uncomfortable going to the hotel? And another thing, it was inside of the hotel. What is about the situation to the start to the end?
Yeah,
I want to hear all about it.
I want to say one thing before I go into everything. I want to remind everybody that when I took that video, it wasn't a high stress moment. It wasn't a moment of me being scared. And, you know, I did leave a few things out, I guess you could say. Not necessarily leaving things out, but I didn't explain to the full potential.
Yeah.
So let me explain here. I got to the resort, and the check-in process was like 45 minutes to an hour. Not unexpected. And so everything I said in the video started when I got to the room. That is something I misspoke in the video that I posted. So I said I had been at the resort 45 minutes, but I meant to say when I got to the room. It was just a high stress moment. So what happened when I first got there is I checked in, and when I got in the car from the airport, I felt perfectly safe. I was in a ride with multiple other people going to the same resort. I checked into the hotel and I felt safe. I got I got on a golf cart to drive me to my building, right? And on that golf cart, there was a family. I believe they said they were from Texas. They had 2 daughters and mom and a dad. So we're all driving. It's kind of a silent drive over to the rooms because that family's just talking and I'm just kind of looking around, looking at everything there. That family gets dropped off. I'm sitting in the golf cart for about 10 minutes. Everything is going fine. And then one building over is where I was. So there wasn't much communication until I got to the room, where he said, let me help you with the bags. He brings the bags up to my room. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I love it. It's so great. You know, I can't wait for this week. And he says to me, yeah, I bet. You just get this, you know, you're all alone. And I'm like, yeah, I am. People fail to realize it's a resort. You pay per person, not per room. So even if I had thought to say, no, someone else is going to be in this room later, you can't. You're at a resort. Okay. So I want to make that clear. As far as when I started to feel unsafe, that moment he was like, okay, don't worry, I'll be back later to share this bed with you. And at first I thought he was like joking. So I was like, yeah, funny. No, thanks.
And these people were inside of the hotel helping you? Like there were Dominicans?
Yes, we were in the hotel room. We were completely in the room.
Cool. But that person was Dominican or? Yeah. Okay.
I'm not actually going to answer that because I've never been to this country, so I don't know all of the different, you know.
Okay. Gotcha.
I don't want to answer that because I don't know for sure.
I'm neutral. I'm just figuring. It's okay.
Right, for sure. So he says that he's going to come back and share the room with me, and I'm like, or share the bed with me, and I thought he was joking. I laughed, not like a laugh, but like very funny, you know. And he says, no, I'm serious, and I was like, oh my gosh. And then this is something I did not mention in my video because, again, high stress moment. When he was leaving, he says, Jenna, Husky, room whatever. I'll remember that. Sorry, my dog bit me.
It's okay.
And he says, I'll remember that. And I was like, oh my gosh. So that's when I go to lock the door and I realized there's no lock on the door. In this moment, I wouldn't necessarily say I felt incredibly unsafe to the point of needing to leave, but I felt very uncomfortable.
Okay, like your knee, like the ick, feeling ick.
I'm like, not necessarily ick, but a kind of stressed, kind of panicked, kind of, what's going on? Let me go home Let me go call my friend, tell him what's going on so I can go report this, but what do I do? Do I leave? Do I tell? What do I do? Right. So I'm waiting to hear back from my friend. Text my friend. I said, hey, I got to talk to you real quick. Waiting for a response. And as I'm waiting, I'm like, let me go walk around the resort. I planned on hopefully reporting this to the manager, but I didn't know who to report it to. So I'm like, do I report it? Do I ask to speak to the owner? I don't know. So my plan was to report it. So I would say that's when I started to feel unsafe, but not to the point where not to the full extent.
Okay, gotcha. I really appreciate that you clarify that, because that gave me a whole context because of the next question, right? So you said, and I quote, I experienced the worst 12 hours of my life. So it was like you just did a travel, like a quick travel, just to go there. It was like a switching travel, was like a stay travel, or was like you were switching into countries, or what was that about? Because I don't.
Yeah, let me explain that part, because I can see why that would be a little confusing.
Yeah.
So I got to the resort at about 6 p.m. I think 6:30 p.m. By the time I started I think it was around 6. Mm-hmm. By the time I started walking around the resort, it was around 6:45-ish. Don't quote me on that, because I don't know 100. I would have to go back and look at my pictures to see what time I was actually walking around.
Maybe it can be 7 a.m., 6 a.m., 9 a.m.
Either way, it was a time.
What was the time? Like it was in the morning or like an afternoon?
This was in the evening. Okay, so I flew in the evening.
Gotcha. Okay.
And the 12 hours that I'm talking about that were terribly uncomfortable were I experienced all these things. I had that man in the hotel room say he was going to come share the bed. I had the man on the beach trying to sell me weed. I say no. He asks me to smoke with him.
But it was part of the hotel. It wasn't a hotel.
I'm sorry?
Complex. Because he was in a hotel complex. Because that's the thing. Just to interrupt you right there, just real quick. There's a differentiation when you are like in the beach, and you have two kind of people: people that work into the hotel, and people that sell you things and not necessarily go and are into the hotel itself. Let me explain this.
Sure. I don't know. I don't work there, so I don't know.
Okay, so you don't know that. Sam, just to clarify, you don't really know the difference. You just saw a guy that was approaching you and telling you things, but you don't know if they work into the hotel or was the person that was approaching you, just talking to you about selling you things and like and give you help and whatever.
Right. I guess I can't really confirm if he works I can't confirm if he worked for the resort or not.
Perfect. No, you can continue. I just interrupt you. That just all on. You can continue. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, you're fine. Yeah. So then that happens, and I'm kind of freaking out. I'm like, that's uncomfortable. I've never really experienced somebody touching me, putting their arm around me, asking me to be their wife for the week. Like, that's uncomfortable. So then I go up to the pool, and I'm like sitting there, still kind of waiting for my friend to get a response. At this point, I sent my friend a text, and I was like, oh my gosh, this just happened too. I'm like, what do I do? I'm like, let me just go to the pool. There's like 100 people over there.
Yeah.
So then the incident at the pool happened. I'm going to cut this short because you asked one question and I'm going into everything, and I'm sure you have more questions about.
No, it's okay. Take your time. You can develop. I'm just listening to you. Literally, I want to listen.
Okay. So, the incident happened at the pool, and I go back to the hotel room, and this is when I'm starting to feel really panicked. I'm like, okay, two men just touched me.
Okay.
One man said he's going to come back into my room tonight. What do I do? So in that moment is when I decided, I think I'm going to go home. I didn't book the flight yet because I wanted to talk to the travel agency and all that stuff.
Sure.
So I didn't book the flight yet. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to at this point. So I decided,
how those two people look, though? How those two people, it was older, they were like young, they were like, I don't know, because I don't know the description.
Middle-aged.
How do you can describe them?
Middle-aged.
Like 40,
I would say
45, something like that.
I would say all of them were probably between the age of like 30 and 40.
30, 40. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And those people were like at the hotel, or there were people that hanging out in the pool, or they were like what? They were like people at the pool hanging out, or people that were like working inside the hotel.
The one guy, obviously a hotel employee, resort employee. Mm-hmm. The person at the pool, I don't know. The person at the beach, I don't know. See, the thing is from a regular person's perspective, right? It might be that person, like you just said, I guess, where they're not employees or whatever, and they're just selling stuff on the beach. Sure, that might be their perception. Or the person at the pool, maybe he doesn't work there, maybe he does. But in my opinion, what I truly feel, what I truly feel is that they were all somehow working together. Whether it
Okay.
was one person communicating with the rest, the other one person, I don't know.
Yeah, so
I'm not gonna say all
your
my
perspective, which is totally understandable. You were thinking because you don't know about this place. You were like just having a vacation, just having this nice time, but you don't understand maybe that these people will be aligned and working together, and maybe like give you like a scammy, maybe weird vibes when
100%.
you take this approach. So you just decide to leave and just don't get into the situation. That's why the other question that I want to give you is, um, do you didn't have any time to report this incident
Can
maybe
I
outside of the states or inside of Dominican Republic, maybe into the airport or
can
whatever?
I get back to my 12 hours real quick
Yeah, sure.
about how it felt? So when I was back in the hotel room, I ordered room service. And I'm sure you've all heard, at that point what happened then, where he asked if he could come into the room. Um, in that moment, I was sitting on the bed thinking to myself, I'm going to go home, okay? But I can't leave. I can't go to the airport right now because it's dark outside. And I cannot get in a car with a man or a woman or anybody who I don't know at this point, right? So I'm sitting there on this bed in this hotel room, knowing that a man told me he was going to come back in later, and I don't have a way to lock the door. So in that moment, for hours, okay, I am sitting in a resort by myself, nowhere to go, nowhere to escape. I
Hmm.
can't go outside because I don't know who's out there.
Okay.
I can't feel safe in the room that I'm in because I can't lock the door. I was sitting there for hours waiting for somebody to come hurt me or rape me or abduct me, okay? That's a fear that I can't explain fully. I don't think that there's anybody who will understand that fear unless they've been in the moment. But the feeling of sitting in a hotel room with you don't have a car. You're
Hmm.
not just an hour away from home. You're in another country. You don't have an escape because you don't have an Uber that you can just call. You're getting a taxi from this resort and you don't know what's going on with this resort.
Hmm.
That was the most terrified I've ever felt in my entire life.
Okay, I
I've
understand.
never felt the
Understand.
feeling of sitting there waiting for somebody to come hurt me and being helpless with nothing to do.
Okay, so when you have this experience, it was at night or at evening still?
Um, I guess what I would call night is after 8 p.m., so it was
Okay,
night.
cool. So when you feel trapped and you have this experience that you actually feel that you can go nowhere, you have the time. You tell me you have time to text your body to say, "Hey, this shit is going weird. What is going
Yeah.
on?" Do you think in that moment maybe to call someone to get to you, or not specifically go there and just call you, more like giving you a reference, investigating about that situation, giving you some heads up about a taxi? Because in Punta Cana, which I can give you a partial truth there, there's no such thing as Uber because they have
Right.
monopolized taxis. But you don't cross your mind and thinking, hey, I'm this a situation right now. I'm having fun and everything, but could I get more info with my internet, or I don't know, internet service, Wi-Fi provider, whatever, or call directly to the manager? Because what you're telling me is that you have this experience to feel you unease and maybe trapped in this situation that you feel like you're gonna be harassed and everything, which is totally understandable. But why do you not take the action if you are desperate to leave? It's like you are
Okay.
in a
Yeah.
cave, right? You're in a cave. You're like, oh my god, I'm this experience. Oh my god, I'm gonna get murdered.
Very fair.
Wait. Just a moment. I'm gonna get. But wait. I'm in a hotel. I can call someone. I can call police, tourist police. I can call a person that just hold this situation. I'm not gonna get like just all hang up because I'm in this situation. No, 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 no. I want my money back. What is going on? I'm going to call Expedia because you put some receipts of Expedia and all at the TripAdvisors, all these places. I don't know because it was Ocean Blue. Correct me if I'm wrong. Ocean Blue Sands Punta Cana, right? They have you have like a receptionist. You have all along. You have your heads up and everything, but you don't take the chance to like call in that moment. You were like feel trapped and only perfect.
Can I explain my reasoning?
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
My reasoning in that moment is, like I said, at first, when that first incident happened, I wanted to report it, but was waiting for advice because it's my first time out of the country. I've never experienced these things, right? I just wanted advice. People can agree with me or they can't, or they don't have to. I don't care. I, in that moment, wanted advice. After more things started happening, my brain was going, and I thought to myself, I feel like all of these guys are together. I don't, either that or they're all just watching me and seeing I'm alone. Something's not adding up for me. And in that moment, I did not feel safe to call anybody, whether it was a man, woman, manager, nobody. What I felt safe to do in that moment was to sit there and go home. I called Expedia and I tried to get them to book me a flight, and they wouldn't. They kept trying to tell me I could go to a different hotel, that they could relocate me to a different hotel. And I said to them at this point, I wasn't in the vacation mood anymore. I was in the I just want to go hug my mom mood, you know?
Gotcha.
I just wanted to go home. And I didn't feel safe to call anybody at the resort. And so I booked a flight with a different agency, Kiwi or something, I don't know. And I simply got out. I got home.
So this is interesting because you're saying that you book your vacation plans with a third party, and in my personal experience, the third party has this delay kindish situations that you feel like it's a bit of scamming. Because when I see your receipts, you have a receipt specifically from this company. It's Green Frontier, which is horrible, and they do not are really recognized for giving you your money back, and it's really bad. So when you tell me, I'm not discording you or giving you you're a liar or whatever. I'm just letting you know that what it's resonate with me is that you take this flight because you want to have a vacation, you want to have this plan, and you did all this in a matter of like 12 hours. How, and this is the next question, how do you have this same statement? Because you talked something about 45 minutes. You say something about like 45 minutes, you have like 3 different bad experiences in a row. How that can happen? I just want to know. Just
that is so simple. I get to the hotel. The guy checks me in, the guy brings me to my room.
Yeah.
That comment was made. Okay. Within a few minutes, literally a few minutes, because I knew it was going to get dark out and there's only so much daylight. Within a few minutes, I had my bathing suit on and I walked down to the beach. I was in building number 9, which is the second closest to the beach, right? So the beach was like a 5-minute walk from me, from my room. And then I walked down there. First person I interact with, only person I interact with, is that man on the beach. That interaction, immediately afterwards, I go to the pool. Within 10 minutes of being at the pool, the next incident happens. So it doesn't sound like 45 minutes is a very long time for these things to happen. But if you take into account that I literally walked like hotel, beach, pool within, it doesn't seem like a long time. But it's realistic when you really think about the fact that all of these locations are pretty close together.
Yeah. More of the complexes of, the hotels, which has majority of things like really close to it, right? You are like nearly to the pool, nearly to the beach, nearly to your vacation stand, your room, whatever. But to keep going, I want to ask you, so what was the reason that led you share this experience publicly? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. It's something that happens to you. It was atrocious in your perspective, but why do you take that time
Yeah.
to specifically, and I'll quote two statements, talk about the hotel and talk about the Dominican Republic?
Sure. Um, honestly, something that I do that you guys will never see is I let me backstory. I am somebody who does not talk to people. Um, people in my life don't know about my emotions. People in my life have never seen me cry. That's just who I am. So what I do for myself, anytime I'm upset, it sounds so weird and it's really embarrassing to admit, but anytime I'm upset, I record myself talking. It sounds stupid. It does. But it's what I do. I just
Well,
record
that
myself.
sounds stupid. That depends if you are acting or you're an actor, you're an actress, and you do methods. That calls methods. And there's
That's not
a
what this
book.
is.
What? Sorry?
That's not it's not method acting. This was
No, no,
my
no.
this
I'm
is
not.
I'm
I'm not. I'm just saying that actors and actresses do this thing that is called video recalling, which they portray their elements and their feelings, and they put it in the camera, and they try to engage with their own emotions and believe delusional events. I'm not saying that you're doing that, but
sounds like you're saying that.
what?
It sounds like you're saying that
No,
because
no, I'm not
otherwise
saying that.
why would you bring that
No,
up?
no, no. I'm honestly not saying that. I do have a book. Sorry, my pronunciation, which is called "How Do You Remember into Acting?" and how love. And the second one, I think it's for like I don't remember the name though. She was like an old, those actresses that were really famous and they just become an agent. How do you recall loving in acting? That's called recall video acting. You're literally putting your presentation, you're doing your elements and your emotions into the video, and you're recalling these emotions and putting into the video just to recall yourself that you have emotions, which is proper to like Meissner or like those kind of people like are really good in acting. Just like
Yeah, I don't know what you're trying to say, honestly. All I do is I record. It's my therapy. I speak
gotcha.
it's my way of speaking my words. It's my way of
Mhm.
speaking my emotion without talking to people. But anyway, so back to your question on why I decided to post this and why
Yeah.
I recorded this video in that state. So I'm in the airport this time, feeling helpless. I don't have phone service. My Verizon screwed up and didn't give me phone
Oh,
service.
Verizon is really bad in the Dominican Republic since the only
Is it?
three lines now. Yeah, this
Yeah.
Altiz, I think it's Altiz, Claro, and another one I remember. Sorry.
So I couldn't go like scroll through my phone or anything to distract myself. And I'm still in this state of like shock almost. Like, dude, I just flew into this country. This all happened. Like, oh my God, like there's so much going on in my head. And when I'm leaving the resort, I felt guilty leaving because I knew there was women there. I knew there could potentially be a single person there like me, or maybe somebody who's going away from their family and just spending time on their own on their family trip. I didn't know. I felt guilty leaving. And so I'm in this airport. I can't go on my phone. I can't scroll through social media. I can't because I don't have the means to. But what I could do was I could take a video that I know is going to make me feel better. That I know is going when I speak, I know it's going to make me feel calmer. And I know that when I get the chance to post this, when I have internet access, I will maybe be able to warn somebody else to not go to this resort because I couldn't warn the other women there.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. You stayed, and so one of the things that you were saying that was really interesting because you never expect that this video goes like the virality that it has. Like in 6 days, it's almost have like
Uh,
7 million
no,
views. You never
this
expect
amount of
that in general.
this the amount of views it got. Honestly, I got off the plane from Orlando and I saw it and I was like, what the hell? I didn't expect to have like 500 comments on just a plane ride. And I was like, okay, that's crazy because, you'll notice I have videos on my page that have like 2 million views, 6 million views, whatever. I kid you not, those videos took like 4 months to get there. It didn't just happen overnight, you know.
No.
I didn't.
I understandable. You never like you didn't
Right.
expect the views and the
Yeah.
repercussions that will get if you got the video like released and everything.
Right. So I'm just like, no, I didn't expect that. And it's hard for me because I'm happy that other solo female travelers like me, maybe they're gaining something from it that I didn't have, whether it be, you know, if somebody wants to go to that resort, cool, good for you. But if you know because of me not to make the mistake of saying you're alone, not to make the mistake, you know, to, I wouldn't say it was a mistake not to call not to call security because I got out and I feel safe. But either way, if this video can help even one person, I feel good about it.
Okay, good. So people point out more in the comments and the video that you brought that there's some inconsistencies in your story. How do
Okay.
you respond to those accusations? Because they say that is really
Which inconsistencies?
exaggerated. What?
What are you talking about? What
Well,
inconsistencies?
well, majority of people said, I'm not just not saying at all, just majority of people said that you are telling the story and describing the story in the exaggerated way because there was alterances, there was like different sentences that you said in some moments. For example, when you were trying to say that ocean blue sands has this ridiculous and badly reputation and all these things that happen, you also remark Dominican Republic in the same video. So you separate Ocean Sands Blue from
Okay.
Dominican Republic in the life. But then in the video, you said that Ocean Blue and Dominican Republic, if you have the opportunity to don't travel to this place, just don't do it and avoid your 500 something feet. I don't remember
Yeah.
that part. I'm not gonna lie. So how do you respond to that? Because there's a lot of inconsistencies that people are seeing now in your life and now in the videos that um,
In
publish.
my life.
Sorry, what?
In my life, there's inconsistencies
No,
in
no,
my life.
no. Like now, no. What I'm saying is live video. Sorry, maybe my English is not understandable
No,
sometimes.
you're fine.
This live that we're recording, like this,
Oh,
my
this live.
right? Live, exactly, are not being consistent with the video that you put. Like
Oh,
this,
I see. Because right now I'm talking about the resort and not so much the.
exactly. Pretty
Yeah.
much.
So I'm gonna say one thing. After some reflection, you know, I realized in the airport, I didn't feel this way. I didn't feel uncomfortable in the airport. I had good interactions in the airport and everything. But the one thing I want to say is, for a solo female traveler like myself, who is young and who has not done this very many times, no, I do not think the Dominican Republic is a place for you. I simply say I don't believe that. I don't think it's a good place because this happened to me with 4 different men. And if this happened to me in Michigan, the place I live, if this happened to me, I would say to people, hey guys, or I'm sorry, if this happened in the Michigan UP, because that's the same size as the Dominican Republic, if I went to the UP and something happened to me while I'm on a hike, I would say, hey girls, solo people like me, don't go here. Just don't. Just go somewhere else. And I stand by that. Simply for the fact that if this happened with 4 different people in one resort, who's to say it won't happen a mile down the road? And I'm not necessarily bashing the whole country. I'm just saying for solo people like me, it is not the right place.
Perfect. So what you're saying is, if you're solo and you're a young woman, and you want to go to the Dominican Republic, it's not recommendable. And you don't suggest people to go to the Dominican Republic.
I don't.
Okay. So to finish it out, I have 2 more questions. So there's a thing when you were saying these people were calling you out, telling you things. Specifically, what was those things that they were telling you? Like it was like touching you or telling you like vulgar or crappy things to yourself or whatever. What was those things specifically that you remember?
On the resort,
Yeah.
Can you repeat the question? I'm sorry.
Sure. Like, there was a lot of people that were like messing you around. You were saying in the video and having this uncomfortable moments. What they were telling you, that made you uncomfortable.
Oh, sure. Um, hey, baby, that's uncomfortable. And I understand now, I will say now, after reading comments, I understand now that that is sort of a normal way they greet people over there a little bit, which I wasn't aware of. So, you know, if that's kind of typical over there, I guess I understand. I guess that makes me feel a little bit better that it's kind of a norm. But, you know, be my wife for the week, putting your arm around me, don't touch me. Your hands you don't touch me. You just don't. A man coming up to me and touching me in the pool, you don't touch me. You simply don't touch me. If I say no, I don't want to do something, that is it. No means no. And after I say no, if somebody's going to touch me or keep going, I'm going to feel uncomfortable.
Okay.
Any woman,
So
any
it's like one
woman
comment,
would feel
two
uncomfortable being
touches.
touched.
One comment, two touches, right?
Sure. Or
Okay.
one comment, two touches.
Yeah, one comment, two touches. Like one comment to you, like, "Hey, baby," whatever, and then two touches on the same page, in the same row, like in the same.
It was on the beach. It was the man asking if I wanted to buy weed. I
Okay.
said no. Then he asked me if I want to smoke with him, be his wife for the week. I say no. Then he puts his arm around me. He's trying to get me to hang out with him. I say no, thank you, and I leave. So that was someone talking to me and somebody touching me. When he put his arm around me, he put his hand down my body. Then at the pool, when the next man comes up to me and he says, "Why are you all alone? Why are you alone, baby?" And I'm like, "Oh, my sisters, they're getting ready." And I told him, we just got here. They just take forever to get ready, and they're still getting ready. I got bored and came down here. And he gets in the pool. So the pool there is like a little ledge. So my whole body was like in the pool, like my whole bottom half was in the pool. And when a man comes in front of me and he's like, "Come swim with me," and I'm like, "I'm not gonna swim with you. Come swim with me. I'm not gonna swim with you." And then you put your hands on me, up my legs, like up my thighs. Absolutely not. Do not touch me. Do not put your hands up my legs like that.
Those people were part of the hotel, or there were people inside of the hotel?
I believe the person at the pool was a guest. But again, I don't know, because I feel like I truly, to my core, believe they were all working together, because why the hell does this happen?
There was one of the people that sometimes like go and play around, go with the balloons, not the balloons, sorry, with the kind of like the what is this called, like soccer balls, or like playing around the pool and everything. You don't know how to differentiate, like it was like a normal person or was like someone that were
No,
working.
I'm saying what you would think is it's a person that's a guest, but I don't know for sure, because I 100% believe 100% that they were all working together. Because why the hell does this happen 4 times, or 3 times at this point? 3 times this quickly. It's not, guys, I know I'm not that fucking special, okay? So why the fuck did it happen? Sorry, I need to watch my language. Why the heck did it happen?
It's okay. I'm just listening at this point. I'm just trying to understand.
It's just,
do you have maybe like a plan to see the reports? Because, and now I'm gonna talk a little bit. And I'm gonna talk in Spanish, so sorry to interrupt you a little bit. Yo hice un reporte y yo hablé directamente con la gente del hotel. I'm gonna translate you in English, don't worry. Con la gente del hotel, yo fui donde la gente del hotel, yo hablé con ellos, yo le pregunté, miren señores, ¿fue verdad esto lo que sucedió? Y ellos me dijeron a mí que no, que eso es una falacia y es una mentira completa, y que de hecho lo que ella está diciendo es una mentira. Porque ellos literalmente aseguraron que a esas horas no pasó ninguno de esos incidentes y que las cámaras están abiertas. Si ustedes ven en el video, yo puse una parte donde yo llamé al hotel, que fue Ocean Blue Sands, y ellos mencionaron que no. What happened is that when you were trying to doing this, obviously the hotel is gonna have their part of the truth, but, and I quote, I called them and they told me that was totally lies. They got video evidence, and they also got like respond of different oh my god, how did this called, like receipts and pictures that proves that what you were telling was wrong. Because
I would love for them to
which
upload
which which I'm
video
not
proof.
saying that I'm because I'm not a hotel though. I'm just
No, I
called
know,
and I
I know.
confirm the information though.
That's
It
just
is what it is.
insane.
And what they were telling me is that, and that's the next question. There's a lot of manipulative tactics that has been going on in the Dominican Republic to discredit their work and the stability that has in tourism, because the tourism is the first income and economy that we have, and actually are really harmful when we got comments of this type of people that have bad experiences. So that's why I called to confirm that that's true. And it was something doesn't click to me. Not in your version of, like, not in your story. Something click doesn't like give me like some hesitation, because the thing is Punta Cana, which is managed of the Rainieri Group. I don't know if you know it. It's okay. I can explain it real quick. The Rainieri Group is the one of the most powerful families in the Dominican Republic. They often control and manage those kind of situations to don't happen, because they like they have a lot of tourists. They have a lot of experiences, Russians, Ukrainians, Americans, etc. And so they have sometimes they have a confusion into people that work as Dominicans and people that work as Haitians and people that works as Venezuelans and people that works as Colombians. It's something that confuses, because as Dominican Republic is a mixed country, have this diversity. There's a lot of different people. Gladly enough, uh, I my advice is just letting you know you can call them directly with the number that they have and just let you know, because what they saying is that you're lying, and lying in the way that you pay for, and that they are into also in Miami, and also I think it's on Jamaica. It can be treated as a felony, so it can have legal repercussions.
I'm not worried about that at all, because every single thing I've said is true. And if they could provide that video proof, if they say they have it, I would love to see it. I would love for everybody to see it, because I'm not worried. I'm not worried about their video proof. If they have video proof, why the hell have they not posted it? That's my thing. Is they're saying all these things. They're saying they have proof of this. They're saying they have proof of that. Then
Yeah,
tell it.
specifically,
Show it,
just
because
interrupting you a little bit, specifically in the camera. In the camera. They don't say like, oh, yeah, camera. They have camera recordings of everything that happened. And so
wait, so you're telling me I was recorded the whole time?
that's how like hotels operate. You literally have surrounding cameras at the hotel complexes.
And so if they're telling me this isn't true, they have cameras in the room. They can see what happened in
I
the
don't know
room.
about that. I'm just
If
letting
they
you
had
know
cameras in
what
the
they
room and could
informed
see
me.
everything that
Because I'm,
happened, because their staff, his name's Miguel.
no, not in the room, because there's, I mean, in the way of things happens, that will be like invasion of privacy, I guess. I'm telling you, in the pool and the beaches, they need to have cameras, because some invaders can
Sure,
come
fair
out
enough.
and it
That's
can
fair
have
enough.
like a problem.
That's fair. But for them to say something is a lie, they did not see the inside of that room. I guarantee you they could not see me on that beach. And if they could, I would love to see it, because I am not lying.
Okay, perfect. That's amazing. So, just to end, two last questions. The last questions that I want to give you, like before, I mean, the last question before I end. What is the message that you give to the Dominican people that are watching you right now? Because majority of my followers are Dominicans, people that live in Dominican Republic, also in United States. And how do you respond to the hate? Because it's not more so hate, it's more like there's a lot of women that understand your experience, because there's a lot of people that have been harassed, but it's not necessarily the hotel problem. I really don't know. You maybe refer that ideas to me. What do you think about that?
Sure. What I want to say to the people watching right now is, in no way did I want to offend your entire everybody. I'm not saying that your home and your country isn't right for everybody. My parents went there last year and they had an amazing time. And for them to go back, if they told me they were going back, that's great. Lovely for them. You know what? If they had a good time, that's cool. But for solo women, I'm only saying this for solo women. And I'm not saying that every single person in that country, is like this. Like I said, when I was at the airport, I had a fine time. I was talking to the person at the airport, and he was asking me about how much Spanish I know. And we were talking in Spanish as much as we could, because I know a little bit. And that was fine. But for a woman to spend a whole week there, I wouldn't recommend it. I'm not saying that all of your people are bad. I'm not saying that your country isn't a beautiful place. I went there for a reason. I went there because I wanted to be there. I think it's a beautiful country from what I've seen online and everything, and pictures, and but for a solo woman like me, just because there could be that handful of people like the ones that I experienced, that's where my hesitation comes in. Just for the solo people. And, I experienced nice people over there at the airport. I really did. And that's great. That's great. And I appreciate that I experienced that. And that showed me, this was a bad experience for me. But I don't want that for any other solo woman. I just don't.
Okay. So my last question is, which is going to be a little bit, because I always try to go soft and then a little bit get the question here, because I don't want to be misinterpreted or anything.
I do have one question for you, though.
Sure, no problem.
Do you know who you spoke with that said he has video stuff? Because I would really love to get the video of the pool of me trying to kick this man off of me. Okay. I would really love that. I would really love to have that video.
I gotta give you the number, because the number is in it's a Dominican number. It's not an international one. Basically, sometimes you get one in Miami. I can give you privately, because if I give you on TikTok,
just give it to me. You can message it. You can message it.
We can give it confident information, whatever.
Yeah, that's fine. So, we can speak privately about that.
What people are saying, and this is to end all this, is that it may seem propaganda. Let me explain. There have been in the years come an attack to majority of Dominicans because they have a middle or a center view of how world works. Majority of people have a left-wing view, others has a right-wing view. Some are liberal, or others are conservatives or MAGA people, or the majority of them are maybe like a little bit of center left, something political. Why I'm saying this? Because they have a lot of attacks recently with opinions and actions that are taken in the Dominican Republic. Why I'm telling you all this? Because there's a lot of people that think that your video was paid propaganda. Literally was paid propaganda. Not because you were saying something untruthful or disrespectful. More than this is because it's weird hearing a person that says that their parents were cool when they get there, but then they get this experience as a solo alone woman. If we recall, for example, Michigan, which have beautiful colleges, universities. I took a class. I want to took the class from this director, David Lynch. I really like him. Like, it was good, but he died, unfortunately. And it was like the MCU. I don't know if you know this, but in the MCU in Michigan, specifically, like in 2023, there was like a shooting in that
MSU?
college. Yeah. Was like 5 people die. I think 3 was like hurt. I don't know the numbers specifically. So as a solo woman, you will feel safe in a college in any time. Like,
I don't go to school.
You don't go to school. So because what you said is, I don't know if you graduate. I don't know if the graduation.
That graduation was for my GED.
Okay.
Do you know what a GED is?
I don't really know though.
Yeah, so a GED, let me explain it to you, because I guess I could see why that would be confusing, because I probably wouldn't be, I probably wouldn't know this much, or I probably wouldn't feel very safe at certain college campuses in the U.S. But a GED is when you do not finish high school, you do not get your diploma. When you don't get your diploma, you can't attend classes it can be difficult for certain job things and everything like that.
Gotcha.
So I got my GED, which is a high school equivalent. So I took a test. It was basically a high school test. And I passed that. So my graduation was just for that. It was basically a high school graduation at 23 years old. It wasn't college.
Okay. Well, that's great for you. Congrats. Like school can be really stressful, and more American schools that have this culture of alienation and actually it's stressful moments that you have like with people, social media, and trying to reach some level of understanding. So I really congrats you on that. It's a difficult road, which I can it's completely understandable.
Yeah.
So to clarify, I'm gonna say something in Spanish and then just let you with the last sentence. Bueno, para resumirle, señora, ella me mencionó los siguientes puntos. Ella estaba hablando de que cuando ella fue al hotel, ella se sintió insultada porque cuando ella se movió primero fue de la perdón, ella fue entrada al hotel, después de la playa, piscina, y después su habitación. Ella tuvo 4 acosos, aproximadamente 45 minutos, y en 12 horas ella decidió pues irse sin hacer ningún reporte. Algunas veces cambiaba la historia, algunas veces decía las cosas como son. Yo le estaba mencionando en una parte que lo que ella hace de decir las cosas en video y mencionarle en inglés y en actuación es un tipo de recalling, que la gente coge el video y habla las cosas para hacerte sentir y mencionar las cosas, lo cual puede ser algo psicológico, algo de ansiedad, algo de su forma de ser y de ver la vida. Entonces, pues le tengo ese contexto, por eso fue que mencioné Meissner, porque esos son se usa en la actuación mucho. Yo lo usaba porque a veces había papeles que no me gustaban y yo me ponía para eso. Y ella como que se sintió mal, pero después yo le mencioné todo esto, ella me mencionó sus historias y me mencionó que no se sentía seguro y al final ella pues dijo que le gustaría tener el número del reporte porque ellos no se han responsabilizado y no piensan responsabilizarse por eso porque dicen que ella no está hablando la verdad, ella está hablando su verdad. Entonces yo le pongo ahí el asunto. So, just to let you know, what I was telling is all a recap of everything that you said in Spanish, just to them have it in Spanish because you have the overview because this is going to be on YouTube. So people can have the way to talk about it and have their opinions on it. Otherwise, I really appreciate that you take your time. It's really mature of your time. It's not about pressuring you and anything, but when the times goes, if you know Dominicans and I include myself, we are really protective to opinions and perspective that people said, and we don't have the whole context. Now that we have the whole context, like literally have the whole context, and I can put it on the internet because there's a lot of victim blaming, white shaming, and white women tears. So I don't want to get misinterpreted. I don't know if you getting me with this. Like I don't want you go to the point that you think that it's an entitlement issue. It's a thing that happens to you and can happen to any women that are alone in a country that they don't know. So that's why I was telling to the general public just to make sure this is not whitewashing or like white women tears, which is really common in countries that are dependent to different ones and they get like this overview. Now I have your perspective. I have the perspective from the hotel. Now two can be combined, and now I have a truth of the reality. Now I know because there's things that you clarify me in this video, and now I have the whole content. So I appreciate your time, Jenna. It was a pleasure to meet you in person. I hope that you give the dog some food and give your thoughts.
I want to. Sorry, did you? What was that last thing you just said? I'm sorry.
No, just give me your thoughts. Like, good to go.
I actually want to respond to something that I'm seeing in these comments here about me deleting comments. People are asking me why I'm deleting comments off of my post. There are DMs that you guys cannot see. There are horrific DMs that you cannot see. For example, a man messaged me today telling me that he was going to look at my bikini pictures while he imagined me getting raped. So when I get certain messages from people, I simply block them, and that sometimes deletes their message. If I see a message that is making me feel unsafe, where sure, the one message might have, you know, 10,000 likes, or the one comment might have like 10,000 likes. One person might have DM'd me out of that whole thread. I'm going to delete that whole entire comment. I don't care. I don't care. It's getting deleted. I don't care how it looks for me or anything. If I'm getting harassed, if I'm getting somebody telling me they are going to imagine me being raped, and I won't get into everything else that I've gotten. And I'm seeing people saying that I'm lying about that. Can I upload photos on here or no?
Sure, no problem. You do.
Because it's actually, I don't know that I'm able to.
Yeah, you can do it. You have an option. It's like
I don't see that I
in the
can.
corner. It says like in Spanish is mejorar, but in English is something like something. Oh, sorry, give me like sorry. Just
Yeah, it's not letting me upload a photo, but I have it posted on my story as well.
okay. Let me.
I'm getting
Let me
horrible.
give you the instructions. So you seen the three dots that you have? Let me give me something. Sorry, just give me a moment because
Yeah.
it's giving me like a weird thing about like okay. So the three dots that you have an option that you can put. There's a option that says like AI picture whatever. Oh no, sorry, my bad. I think. Oh no. I'm talking you shit at this point. Sorry. Let me go here. They go to. Oh, okay, so it says like in Spanish is more. It's like a little. I don't know how to say that. It's like a pen. It looks like a pen, in the right side of the corner, like this side. You can put in that say like your screen wall, and you can put that screen wall. You can put it like there, for example. Just give me an example. You can
That's
put screen wall. No, that's the other option. For example, just give me an example. That's an example. Just give me an example. You can put the screen wall. You can put the DMs, for example. You can put like things like that. You can put our sign, and you can put it like that, and then they give you the option though.
Yeah. I'm not very tech savvy, so I'm embarrassing myself at this point. So I'll just post this on my story. The pictures. But long story short, I'm getting horrific messages that nobody should ever receive. Somebody telling me that they want to imagine me being raped. That's disgusting. People telling me it's just horrific, the things that I've gotten. And so yeah, people are going to come at me for deleting comments. I'm simply doing what's making me feel best. That's it.
So, do you think that Ocean Blue deserves an apology, or Dominican Republic deserves an apology? No one deserves an apology.
The resort absolutely does not, because not once have they reached out to me. Not once. If they wanted me to clarify, if they wanted to speak to me about this, if they wanted to apologize to me about this or anything, if they wanted to defend themselves, they would have. They're doing that to everyone but me. I have posted countless reviews. They get deleted, but not one person has reached out to me. They don't get an apology from me. I guess as far as the Dominican Republic as a whole, if I have hurt people, if I have made people feel bad about themselves and the country and the place that they're from, listen, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to attack every single person in your country. That's not what I'm saying. It's just from my experience, I simply don't want a single woman like myself to go there. Just like I wouldn't recommend a single woman go anywhere that I felt unsafe.
For example, Haiti, just an example.
Sure, I don't know because I've never been there, but
Gotcha.
if I felt unsafe anywhere, I'm gonna tell people not to go.
Okay, gotcha. So yeah, I think everything was all I mean, how's the expression? All set, or everything was like settled. I don't know how to say that. Like, well, I think that was really informative. I appreciate your time, and actually was a really thoughtful conversation. I appreciate your time. I hope that you understand that when you publish something in social media, there's going to be a lot of different people with a lot of different opinions. People
This is
that
true.
are good at their heads, people that are not that good at their heads, people that misinterpret things, and people that don't really want you to be okay. So that's it says, and I think it was in chemistry or something like physics. action reaction. Am I right? Like if you get in a video, it gets viral, you're gonna have repercussion. Sorry. Again,
Sure.
can you say that word for me? Repercussion.
Repercussions?
Repercussion. Okay, yeah, it's good. Have the problem with the you. So you will have positive comments or negative comments,
This
even
is true.
though you're trying.
Of
So
course.
it's something that you can't hold, even though you want to, because it's something that just
There's
happened.
with certain ones, I feel like you're correct about certain things. You know, with certain comments, obviously people are gonna have their opinions. Yes. People wishing harm on me, that's a whole different story.
Gotcha.
People, you know, saying certain things to me is not acceptable no matter what their feelings are. I don't care what I'm feeling. I would never say the things that people have been saying to me ever. It's
Gotcha.
downright disgusting some of the things that have been said to me.
Gotcha. So thank you so much, Jenna. It was a pleasure. I'm gonna give you a little recap from the conversation. You can hear it in English or Spanish. I'm not a person that say altered versions of things. Then when I finish, I'm just gonna give my opinion of the whole in Spanish. You can see
Hmm.
the video on YouTube. They have a translation in English or in Spanish. It doesn't matter. Just gonna go on YouTube. And thank you so much. I appreciate your time. I really appreciate it. It was really unexpected, but it was necessary because now you have your point of view and you have your perspective. So I appreciate it.
Can I? I'm sorry. I'm going to be annoying here.
No,
Can
no,
I
no,
say one
no,
more
no.
thing?
For sure.
I want to say one more thing about my parents.
Mhm.
A lot of people, a lot of people are talking shit about my parents. They're amazing
Sorry,
people.
your parents.
My mom and dad.
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
People keep mentioning things about my mom and dad. It's not cool.
Mhm.
Um, my parents are the most incredible people on this planet, and I love them more than anything. And for people to sit here and tell me that they did not raise me right, for people to tell me that my parents failed me, absolutely wrong. My dad is a person who will sleep on my bedroom floor and wake up with a back full of pain because he saw me have tears in my eyes. My mother is somebody who calls me and checks on me every single day, no matter what. Before this, she called me for an hour just to tell me she was happy I got a puppy, okay? So people coming at my parents and asking why they allowed me to go. My parents are amazing. My parents are supportive, and I won't it makes me upset. So I'm just saying that just because there's been about 1,000 comments of people saying your
Mhm.
parents failed you. And I just wanted to clear that up as well.
Unfortunately, that's something really problematic. But internet, when you expose, like when you have your information and you put your information into internet, there's certain things that you can control, and that one of those
It's
things
true.
are the people comments. And when
Of
people
course, that's
comment,
true.
and
But
when
I have
people,
the option to clear it up right now.
yeah, no, for sure. But there's people that comment those kind of things because, as I was saying, Dominican Republic is a really hesitant, reluctant, and protective country. In most of the cases, when people go and say things that may differ with reality as a whole, because there's some things that we were clarifying in this life. I mean, in this interview, with has the whole context and to just letting you know because you need to know all the perspectives. In your perspective, that's amazing because your parents are respectable people that raise you well. That's amazing. I'm not being sarcastic. I'm being real here. But in the other people view lens, you seem, and this is reality, as a person that are getting others entitled to your point of view because your parents give you the facility to travel to another country, get the opinion in the other country, and then don't look, sorry, at the whole picture because have the entitlement to get this point view across and then just say these things without further explanation. That's not me. That's how people view it. That's why you have these attacks, and that's why people are getting really exfuriating and really mad because they think, hey, this is not the whole experience of Dominican Republic. What's going on? Can't be your personal experience though, which is totally valid. But people are like getting like really head up because we're getting like daily attacks,
Can you
daily attacks in the internet.
maybe so I can understand the perspective of the, the people of the Dominican Republic, can you tell me what my video has caused for you guys? Because I don't know because you're saying you're getting things daily. I would like to know that stuff so that if my video has hurt individual people, I would like to
Oh yeah,
know.
yeah, it did. Let me explain
And
to you.
I don't know that. I don't see that perspective. And a
It's
lot of these
okay. It's
comments,
okay. It's
a
okay.
lot of
It's
the
all right.
comments from them are in Spanish, obviously, which is
Yeah.
obviously fine, but I can't read them, so I don't know what they're trying to tell me.
So what they were trying to tell you is that when you said ocean blue sense, that's personal and maybe gets involved with legal issues. But when you say Dominican Republic as a whole, people are like, hey, we do have places that are actually safe. The perfect example is Punta Cana because Punta Cana is literally a country inside of a country. You can divide Dominican Republic and Punta Cana because Punta Cana it's held by a group of people, which is Rainieri SRL in court, which is basically the main family. They have money and wealth in the Dominican Republic that they are concentrated in that place, just get the best of the best with since the 80s. So what I'm telling you is that when you brought up that video and it gets viral, it's destroy our tourist and viewpoints of how Dominican Republic presents itself, and we are having attacks since the 80s of international organizations, extremists, both sides,
Right.
majority of them from the left, unfortunately, but it is what it is. People that talk without having the whole context, and international organization as the I don't know how to say this in English. International Amnesty, International Amnesty
The
International.
embassy?
Yeah, embassy, something like that, and the ONG, ONG, I don't know how to say that in English. How to say that in English? ONU. The UN, sorry, the UN, majority of the UN, which is giving, that's why people are saying that they may differ for your perspective and can be something that has been paid to make it broad
I I
public's
did not touch
perspective.
on the part where you guys were assuming that I got paid for this. I did not touch on that actually. We that kind of got buried in different conversation that we had. I want to touch on that. Um, there's not much I can defend other than saying, guys, I'm a nobody. Nobody would pay me to do this. And also I want to say, if I've hurt your community, I apologize. It wasn't my intention to hurt anybody. Um, I just want solo women like me to be more careful the way I should have been more careful. Um, and so yeah, if I'm truly hurting you the way you said, because again, I can't read people's comments and I don't know everything going on. If I've hurt individual people and I've affected you guys, I'm sorry for that. I stand by what I said about solo women. But as far as everything else, I apologize if I
Sure, sure,
genuinely
sure. No
am hurting
problem.
you guys.
No
I
problem.
didn't know. I can't read the comments. I can't understand the comments, and I'm sorry for
It's all
for
right.
that.
It's all right. I appreciate your apologies and what I was trying to say to tell you. It was that because it can be misinterpreted with emotions and maybe like brought up with another kind of different words and stuff that just going on. No, no. This is about how the general perception of the country can be literally dismisses because
Mhm.
this video that you brought RB tagged to the tourist manager of Dominican Republic. That's how big was the impact of this opinion. So that's why I was telling you, hey, take your opportunity to talk with me because I'm a neutral person. I really just want to hear how it is the thing because it
Right.
can evolve in a legal manner in the future. That's why I was like trying to, hey, just try to clarify this.
And I just, you know, I can't see the full of it. And after this conversation with you
Yeah,
telling me how
The
it's
Minister of
affecting,
Tourism, sorry, the Minister of Tourism and the Dominican Republic, Minister of Tourism.
right? Okay. But no, yeah, just after this conversation, you know, there's so many things that we don't always know what we're doing and who we're affecting until we're told. And so I didn't know that I'm affecting individual people and in communities. I genuinely want to protect women, single women like me, from everywhere, you know, from any country, from anywhere. So I didn't intend to hurt people.
Gotcha. My advice,
My goal was to
not
protect people, not to hurt.
not necessarily like you can do whatever because it's your life. You have freedom of speech, freedom to do. I'm not telling you doing whatever, but my suggestion is maybe just do a final video, just clarifying the situation, and just to you keep up your account because they're gonna still be people attacking you. Even though I will tell you, hey, people, you can stop because I am not ordering anyone to do anything. I'm just literally here, neutral, seeing what is going on. But there's gonna be a lot of people just telling you things in all social media because they get infuriating of what's going on. So I appreciate your time, as I told you again.
Yes, and I'm sorry I kept rambling on and on. There's just so much you know, to say. So I appreciate that you took this time to speak with me. Um, you know, I apologize again for
Mhm.
the people who have felt the effects of this. Um, I I would love it if you would touch base with me personally so that you can give me the phone number of the person who can give me footage from the pool, and hopefully they can post that or they can send it to me so I can post it.
Yeah.
Because I would genuinely love to be able to show people me kicking this man off of me.
No problem. So I'm gonna give you. They send me an email to send everything. Before of that, I'm gonna send you the number and the email, and then you just do you do because I'm just telling you that's not my problem. It's not my.
No, of course, of course. That's something I'll handle. That's something I'll speak to them about, and I'll try to get that. And I will. Yeah, I just want that.
Okay, so I appreciate your time. So now I'm gonna go to the time that I'm gonna speak with the people, and I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for having me and having this conversation and this debate because I want to clarify everything that you said in the video. I hope you the best and take care. What I will recommend you is when you do a video next time, try to have the whole context of the things because you're gonna have backlash, and that's not great. Just
Sure.
letting you know.
Sure.
Okay. So I appreciate your time. Do you really have a great one, Jenna? Thank you.
You too. Thank you.
Ok, so ya ustedes vieron aquí, la muchacha se conectó, la gringa estaba ahí, entonces ya ustedes vieron el que lo que. Yo le voy a dar contexto ahora. Yo estaba hablando con la gringa que habló mal de RD. Ella dio su versión de que le estaban hablando, acosando, unos tigres sobándole la vaina, haciéndole sobadera. Yo le dije que eso es normal en la República Dominicana, que se veía a ver si no fue en el hotel o fue una persona que la estaba sobando, ¿verdad? Ella no supo diferenciar un dominicano de un haitiano, que es el punto general que querían explicar. Muchas cosas también se estaban mencionando dentro de esta perspectiva. Le mencioné que sí le estaban pagando porque hay una óptica para desacreditar República Dominicana de manera internacional. Ella pidió perdón, pero se nota en el video que hay demasiada gente atacando al mismo tiempo con 12,000 likes en comentarios, 20,000 vainas en general. Todo eso, entonces yo la cuarteé para que ustedes vean que yo no estoy hablando mierda, porque yo no hablo mierda, porque a mí me gustaría hablar mierda, pero yo no hablo mierda. Le voy a buscar el libro que yo le estaba diciendo. Ella me estaba diciendo de video recall, que eso es literalmente una forma en la que la gente hace para actuar y está en How to Make. Déjame ponerlo aquí para que ustedes vean la puya que yo le tiré. Mucha gente me está diciendo que eso es una mierda. Y lo que yo estaba diciendo no es una mierda para nada, porque si usted es inteligente, imbécil, yo lo que le estaba diciendo era que yo estaba actuando How to Make Your Audience Fall in Love with You, de Darren Warren, una izquierdita que le gustaba hacer actuación y que una de sus preferencias era el video recalling, por ejemplo, que se usa mucho en comedia, se usa mucho, por ejemplo, le voy a buscar incluso específicamente la página para que no me estén hablando zika, porque yo no estaba hablando disparate, yo no hablo disparate. When you do the beats, para que ustedes vean. When actors and directors talk about beats or moments, they mean they charge silences when the scene shifts slightly because something important has been done or said. O sea, dígase que si la tipa hace silencio, hace pausa, hace vaina, puede ser que la tipa esté actuando. Puede ser que la tipa esté actuando, puede ser que esté actuando, porque pues, yo soy loco. Porque yo soy loco. Yo soy loco. Yo no soy maldito loco. Yo no soy loco. Yo lo que pasa es que uno a veces es serio, otra cosa no. Ella clarificó que ella tiene problemas con el hotel Ocean Blue and Resort and Sands en Punta Cana, que me extraña porque Punta Cana es un sitio que más si está en un sitio privado no se va a ostentar a hacer esas cosas. Y le dije que está jodón porque los Punta Cana son de los Rainieri. Los Rainieri no andan en esa loquera. Ellos no andan en eso. Ellos están en su cuarto. Y cuando tú tienes extranjeros buscando en su cuarto, si no es por ejemplo el Hotel Rio, que le pasó algo similar con la loquita esta que vino, la que se perdió desafortunadamente en la India, esa la vaina. Entonces yo le estaba desmontando las incongruencias porque ella me dijo al principio que ella vino porque ella entendió que el país era heavy, ella hizo su investigación, pero después ella me dijo que cuando ella hizo la investigación, vio los reviews, vio que el país era excelente, pero al mismo tiempo se sentía mal porque no era lo que concordaban con lo que ella estaba. Entonces, muchas gracias por la gorra. Yo la estaba más o menos desgranando y le estaba mencionando también en uno de esos desgranes que en Michigan se hicieron pila de tiroteo y que si ella se hubiera sentido segura como mujer sola en Michigan, en una universidad donde han matado 5 gente en el 2023, en una universidad, por ejemplo, de ejemplo. Entonces, esto es muy bueno que ustedes lo vean porque tú puedes ser blanco, amarillo, negro, el diablo prendió en candela, a mí no me importa. Y más si tú hablas mal de RD, que es mi única paz mental que yo tengo ahora mismo, ¿verdad? Que es la paz mental, literalmente, que yo tengo para yo decir, coño, un moreno poniendo un fucking bocina, todo lo que da, Farideh hablando mierda, los problemas de mi gente, de lo que está pasando aquí, la ratrería, la chopería, eso es bonito. Pero esta tipa trae su maldita loquera de afuera, no estoy diciendo que ella es loca, pero está Faribel, esas cosas que me entretienen, atraen su maldita loquera. Ella sabe que puede tener, gracias al artículo 40 y al artículo 41 de la Constitución Dominicana, que habla sobre las estipulaciones de la expresión, de la libre expresión, y también sobre la comunicación y difamación. Y en el artículo 18 también lo exhibe, tanto como en la primera enmienda de los Estados Unidos, que habla sobre la libre expresión, que es una de las más importantes. Creo que la primera enmienda, porque la segunda es la de las armas. Me pueden corregir si estoy equivocado. Entonces, yo le expliqué, tú no puedes ser tanto el diablo. ¿Tú me entiendes lo que te digo? Entonces, yo hablé con el Risol también. El Risol me dijo que en verdad ella está hablando mentira, pero ella dice que es verdad. Entonces, yo no puedo forzar. Ustedes vieron que la tipa pidió perdón a RD forzado. Yo no la forcé. Yo le dije, hey, tú te pones adelante o te lo ponen adelante. O sea, tú te pones así o te lo ponen así. Tú lo pones así o lo pones así. Pones así o así. Entonces, el artículo 45, sí, discúlpenme porque me confundo. Entonces, por eso es que yo le estaba explicando, estoy diciendo, hey, tú tienes el tiempo para meter mano. Así como yo discutí con Kashifushi y le mencioné a Kashifushi que él era un acomplejado del diablo, así mismo yo le digo a esta mujer blanca que ella usa White Women Tears, que se lo mencioné en el video, que posible y alegadamente lo estoy usando, que es muy común en los años 30, con un caso muy famoso de una persona que ella estaba en un estacionamiento de gasolina, hizo un show y mataron a un moreno a golpe por hacer un show. Obviamente los dos nombres no me acuerdo, pero mataron a un tigre a golpe porque simplemente la tipa fue a hacer un show. Entonces, así ya disfrutan de las diferentes perspectivas para que vean que el dominicano no tiene eso. Tú sabes, entonces yo no estoy en lloradera, a mí no me importa, yo lo que quiero es saber la verdad, si la tipa está hablando verdad bien, pero ella me va a vender una vaina por tú decirme, a mí, yo no tiene eso. A mí en verdad no me importa, yo no ando en eso. Me da izquierda, la muchacha, muchas gracias por la gorra, me da izquierda, ella me da izquierda, aunque no lo diga, pero me da izquierda. Es una persona de 23 años que se graduó en algo especial, en lo que son la gente que fueron puestos a los 23 en el colegio. No estoy diciendo que ella es bruta, pero me da izquierda. Entonces yo llamé al resort, yo tengo las pruebas de que llamé al resort, la tipa usa mucho lo que es el manipulative acting method. Ella es muy dura manipulando, pero conmigo no le va a salir porque yo no cojo eso. Yo se lo he cambiado. Ustedes lo pueden ver en el video que ella cogió un maldito pique porque yo le estaba diciendo que lo que ella hace se llama acting recall. En inglés, cuando tú actúas muy bien, tú te crees la movie de los sentimientos y tú le haces creer a la gente que tú de verdad, y eso lo tienen mucho los blancos. Usualmente los blancos, como ustedes vieron el tono, la diferencia, yo parece un tono más morenito, ella tenía un tonito más claro. Los blancos reales, blancos de verdad, tienen esa vaina que ellos te hacen creer la movie de verdad. No sé si tú me entiendes. Ellos son tan buenos en esa vaina de me metiendo mano que tú dices, coño, la tipa el diablo, la tipa, oye, hay que pasarle un Emmy o hay que pasarle un Oscar, porque la tipa se burló. Pero yo no estoy diciendo que lo que ella pasó es mentira, porque ojo, yo no estoy diciendo que es mentira. Lo que yo estoy diciendo es que ella lo exageró porque ella no sabe el contexto cultural de República Dominicana, es como los dominicanos hablan. A mí me encojona que una maldito tigre esté hablándole mierda a la mujer mía mientras se baña en una piscina, como cualquiera se quille, y más si le ponen la mano. Pero está jodido cuando tú estás en un hotel o cuando tú estás con una persona, ¿verdad? Y te está poniendo la mano sin tu consentimiento. Donde yo no le creí para nada fue cuando yo llego a la habitación y ella entendió que no podía salir de la habitación porque todo el mundo le estaba mirando. Pero ¿cómo lo va a hacer si le acaba de escribir a su amigo y decirle la situación que pasó? Se supone que si tienen un amigo, el amigo tiene que averiguarle, porque los amigos vinieron aquí con un presupuesto a disfrutar un par de días, porque el amigo no le buscó una vaina para ayudarla a ella, porque ellos no lo reportaron dentro del hotel, porque ella no me da las conversaciones de Expedia, porque ella no me da los reportes completos. Eso es lo que yo les estoy diciendo a ustedes. Entonces este video va a estar en YouTube para que ustedes lo disfruten, lo deleiten, lo disecten, vean el nivel de memeñería y vamos a discutir cuál va a ser el título del video para que dé engagement y tenga mucho view. Si no tiene mucho view y mucho engagement, no lo voy a subir. Tiene que ser un nombre bacano. Así que páguense. Fariba, el manito lindo. Tienen que buscar el nombre para colocarlo, por favor, para que lo puedan ver. ¿Ok? Tienen que decirme, ¿ok? White chicks in Dominican. No, de verdad, tienen que ponerse serio. Ponle hey baby. Ok. Hey baby, el insulto de una mujer blanca americana llegando a República Dominicana en Punta Cana. Hey baby. Hey baby, tú dices. Por favor, pónganse serio. Don't travel solo to the R. Ok. Don't travel solo to the R. Ok. El próximo video, que tengo un video desestimando argumentos de República Dominicana por nuestra querida BBC, que obviamente no habló mal otra vez, y un video que se llama White Women Tears. White Women Tears. ¿Qué es White Women Tears? White Women Tears es un fenómeno muy común que pasa en los Estados Unidos, donde muchas personas, por el efecto halo, que es el efecto de superioridad inconsciente que tienen muchos blancos, se creen que hay que vivirle la movie porque saben más inglés que tú y tienen un flow más que tú. Cuando ya tú te sabes el flow, pues tú, para el diablo, tú mandas super diablo. Pero como tú no sabes inglés, ellos se sienten que pueden dominar la conversación porque tú no tienes la suficiente confianza para mandarla al diablo. Este halo effect es muy común en lo que son situaciones de inmigrantes ilegales, personas que tienen sus trabajos comunes o personas que simplemente no son americanas o son extranjeras utilizando la derogativa de yo sé más de la situación porque me aprovecho de los baches de la ley, pueden llegar incluso a meterte en un problema. Yo lo voy a explicar y lo voy a delimitar en mi video de YouTube. Título peligroso para una mujer dominicana, no, de doctorado en habladoría. Ay, Dios mío, y esta gente de que me ha odiado, ajá, ya tú sabes. No me quería solo mesar en el tema del título. Una gringa, Tiffany Valentine, la novia del Chucky, por una mentira, la realidad alterada de solo otra. Ya tú sabes. Hey baby, la nueva palabra, hey baby, ya hay que pegar eso. Necesito que de esta gente, mañana, 20 gente me hagan video de chistes para yo taguearlos y repostearlos de hey baby. Queremos otra vez exhortarles. Este es mi momento de payola orgánica. ¿Dónde está la camisa? Ah, aquí atrás. Déjame buscar la camisa, perdón. Te fue muy bien. Dame un segundo, ok, so vamos a enseñarles las camisas a ustedes chicos para que los vean acá. Tenemos camisas, pero siempre me gusta poner el ejemplo. Tenemos los clásicos para que lo vean. Delimitado de manera local y próximamente de manera internacional. Tenemos el clásico. Vamos a ponerlo aquí para que la gente lo vea y los racistas y supremacistas negros ardidos lo puedan ver, porque si no, no tiene flow. I'm not black, I'm Dominican. Vamos aquí. I'm not black, I'm Dominican. Ya está disponible localmente. Pueden pedírmelo directamente, yo les puedo dar el envío. Estoy trabajando de manera local porque voy a poner el envío internacional. Los precios son $37, que son 1,750 pesos por este poloché. Poloché de calidad de algodón, tiene su marca atrás, tiene su I know Black and Dominican, tiene su logo adelante y va a entrar también con su palabra, dígase con un sticker, ¿verdad? Un sticker. Y tengo I'm not white, I'm Dominican, que está aquí, ¿verdad? Que es muy importante para que la gente tenga el contexto completo. Tengo las dos versiones. Hay una tercera versión que hace I'm not yellow o I'm not taíno, I'm Dominican. Y estará en la venta para que tengan su tiempo, para que lo compren. Todo el que sea un supremacista moreno, frustrados con las mujeres de República Dominicana, algún blanco progresista, alguna persona izquierdista con tendencia comunista, ya está a la venta. Mayormente para ellos que lo necesitan realmente son personas sin afecto natural. Ustedes saben por dónde va la cosa, por eso no voy a completar la frase. Entonces, chicos, fue realmente un placer tenerlos aquí. Realmente ya ustedes vieron la descentralización que tiene este país, las loqueras que hay que aguantar y las personas que no se pueden dar ninguna mujer dominicana, que yo, gracias a Dios, estoy casado con una y es de lo más hermosa y bella. ¿Por qué? Porque esos tigres se ponen rápido cuando ven una morena de aquí. Entonces ya ustedes saben, metan mano, me pueden escribir en Instagram para las camisas. Yo fui Kenny y hey baby. La estrategia americana que utiliza para manipular su audiencia. Hey, eso está muy bueno. Esa me gustó. Le voy a tirar foto a Leti 2.2. Hey. Muy, muy buena. Hey, baby. Ya tú sabes. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Ya tú sabes. La camisa cuesta 1,750 pesos, que son $37. Ahora en Estados Unidos quizás yo le sube un poco menos, un poco más. Sí, tengo small. Tengo small, tengo X small también. La realidad alterada de las solo travelers. Muy buena también. La realidad alterada, porque es una... Ya ustedes saben, chicos. Nos vemos muy pronto. Gracias. El live va a estar en un día. Tienen que hacer varios videos con la frase hey baby y hacer un chiste, como por ejemplo cuando la tipa te llama y realmente tú te sientes, tú estás rápido, tienes que ir a la discoteca, pero te dice hey baby y tú lo cambias todo. Hey baby, tú no puedes porque la estoy acosando. Hey baby, hey baby, hey baby, ya tú sabes. Realmente las pruebas están dentro de lo que ella mencionó, porque ella habló de la reserva que ella hizo en el hotel. Ella no habló de la experiencia que ella tuvo en el hotel. En un momento ya tuvo recording de lo que ella hizo, entonces pues por ende hay una supuesta alegación que ella no está hablando la verdad. Entonces, hey baby, ya ustedes saben. Ya esa es la nueva frase, me la tienen que poner, ustedes saben.